a lot going on here. So yeah, basically, I'm Ruby. So I chose this story because it kind of has like startings, like beginning and endings, and I kind of liked it, and things like that. So basically, yeah, I'm going to talk about the summer after high school, senior year. Basically, I was just finishing up senior year. This is the Bay Area, so that's where I'm from. If you can't tell, I have a lot of pride. This is also California. Sorry. But yeah, so it's just like my home, and I love it. And so after I was at the time, you know, a very Bay Area style, very like East Bay, Berkeley, Oakland, whatever, is like we were smoking a lot of weed. Like weed's gonna be in the story throughout, so just embrace it now, I guess. But like yeah, so we were smoking a lot of weed, and in order to like actually like support this weed and also my wheels, which is like got this little '79 convertible red Super Beetle Volkswagen, and so was like I needed a job, right? So and I was going to be heading off to like a school that I didn't want to think about. I just wanted to like think about summer. High school is now behind me, which was already kind of, as you heard from my other classmates, it's not the funnest experience for some of us. So you know, it's some of that. So I was like, okay, cool. Roaming through the hills. There's a lot of like nature everywhere. There was a posting for a job, a position to collect parking fees at one of the East Bay Regional Parks. I was like, right on, pays well, like I'm all about it. The hours are great. It's like, you know, it's just beautiful. It smells so good in the summer there. So I was like, I'm down. And so I chose Crown Beach, which is in Alameda. It's an island. Went there for the first time, or knew about Alameda, but went there for the first time, the actual beach, and met the coworkers. When I went to, I guess we were like this little golf cart we had to like get us around to places. So it was the first like stretch alongside the actual beach, which is like a few miles long, but I only did like a fourth of a mile. But it's literally like on the straight up coast, like the beach. So San Francisco skyline's like right there, and then there's like the bay, and it's just like really pretty. There's like Canada geese and like people just kind of chilling. It's just like a nice. The air is like really delicious. It's like rolling fogs. It's like June gloom about to happen, kind of like this week a little bit here. So I'm really happy actually this week. So yeah, so set up shop, went to the kiosk. I was like, interesting. It's hot box material. It's like perfect size for the that was very 18-year-old mentality, like Bay Area, high as a kite, kind of whatever. But I was actually sober my first day. Yeah. So basically, like, went there and then started chilling, and then like the rangers like had these like green trucks. They went in like lime green, and one was like kind of coming closer, like coming up, and inside I remember seeing just some red, and I was like, oh cool, okay, there's some like red going on in this truck, and it was getting closer and closer, and then like it stopped, and then there was like two people in there, and then the door flew open, and like this big ball of like this big bushel of like red comes flying out. I mean, that's obviously what I remember. And it was basically, yeah, this guy, he's not official, it's a man, with like a big red beard and like a huge mane. He looked like a lion. He like pops out of this truck. And like, there he goes, and I was like, oh, cool, and he was like, hi, I'm Ben, nice to meet you. I'm like the ranger assistant or something. I just graduated from Piedmont, which is like the bougie community of like Oakland. It's like the one that's like never, I don't want to talk about it. It's like upper middle class, like bougie style, but anyways, but he's like, cool, I wasn't judging him on that. I was like, all right, or he hadn't told me that, but whatever, that comes later. So yeah, we like met, it was really nice, and then that whole summer it was like nothing but like serious crushing, but like nothing ever happened, we were just like friends. And so we just like, we're like, hey, let's like, you know, and like we like, you know, is it Pavlov's theory where it's like the little conditioning, the bell thing?
Yes.
So every time I saw the green truck go by, I was just like, that's when the heart was, instead instead of the stuff, it was like that. So yeah, it was great, and I would just like, we'd like find like different ways to like find each other and stuff, and then I remember like there's 2 parking lots I like monitored or whatever, and that's definitely gonna be in quotes there. I would we just like walk around like the parking lot, like he'd like be picking up trash, and I'd be like kind of keeping an eye on the kiosks, there's like money over there, and like he'd be like reciting poetry, like sharing ideas, and then we would make each other like mixtapes, you know, like this is like 2000, so yeah, and it was like really cute. Yeah, he got me into like dancehall reggae, so Sizzla Buju, like all these people, and it was very cool. It was very like, you know, it was very like, I don't know, it was very nice. I just liked it. It was like a great, and it was like mutual. It was like all this little like flirty McFlirt going on. So anyway, but it was like 1 week left. We only had 1 week till like at the end of the summer before we were gonna part ways. He was headed to South America, where mostly upper middle class people go, you know? And I was, as a working class person, I was gonna be kicking it to a full scholarship school, right? But in Ohio. So I wasn't, I was like really smoking lunch, so I was like Midwest, I don't know, I need my oceans. So we were like, okay, the pressure's off, let's hang out, let's make a plan. So because we were sort of like late bloomers, like not fully cooked, like baked yet, you know, like we were like, let's involve like other people, because we were like seriously lacking courage and stuff. And so we just, we were like, we're gonna go to his friend's house, whatever, it's like a little mini mansion in Piedmont. And I was gonna invite my friend Nancy, who's a fellow working class chick who's like super gregarious, cool, whatever. And so we rolled up to his house, and it was like really, it was just not his house, his friend's house, and it was like a bunch of like, Piedmont's like pretty like white presenting, so it's like, yeah, it's just like a weird place, whatever. And so it was like a lot of his buddies were like these white dudes that were like all like hetero, white, like watching like surf videos and like drinking boxed wine and stuff. And so like it was just funny. But like he was like he couldn't help but like be, you know, in this, we're social creatures, so he had to, you know, have fun somehow. So there wasn't that many special tender-hearted sweetie pies like him. So anyway, but these were his friends. Like they were sweet. I mean, some of them were nice, whatever. And so it was like really nice, and we just like hung out, whatever. And then at one point, like he fell off like the patio, I think. Yeah, like, he was just like chilling, but like you knew he was kind of like embarrassed, but like it was, to me, it was like completely adorable. I was like, this is really cute. You could do really anything. And so basically, we were like, let's get out of here. Let's go up in the hills. The sun's gonna set. It's like really pretty. You can look, you know, that's what we'd always do, is like drive up through the hills and just find some random place and like watch the sunset. And so we did that, and we went up there, and we were just talking, and at this point we were kind of tipsy and of course really high. And then Nancy was there, we were just chatting, and then at one point like Nancy kind of like, I guess, passes out in the back seat, and we were just like chilling on the, I guess like the front of the car, and just chilling up on there. And we were like just talking, and we were like, let's drop Nancy off at our house, and like let's hang out at your house, or like I guess he's like, let's go to my house or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Right on. And in my head, like I wasn't really thinking, because I was this high, because I was like a late bloomer and like didn't know. I I knew, but like I was just kind of, late blooming is another recurring theme. I just noticed stories here. But is like I just knew that I wanted to like be around him. I didn't really actually think about like kissing or anything. I mean, that would have been nice, but I was just like, cool, let's just like hang out. And then that was my intention at the time. It wasn't to actually like let's, you know, I don't know. I just didn't really know, because I was that nervous, I guess, around him. I didn't like think fully of like what could happen. So we were like, let's go back to his house. And so we went back to his house, dropped off Nancy, and he lived in like this in-law place in the back of his parents' house, kicked it there, listened to music, talked, whatever. It was like really nice. It was like really, really close. We were just like sitting like cross-legged, like chilling, and then like really close to each other. And then like all of a sudden I was like looking around or whatever, and then like I noticed there was like this like big like red thing that just like latched. I was like, what's going on? It was like some like straight red happening down here. And then I was like, oh, okay. His name's Ben. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, he was like there, and I was like, okay. And I just like froze, and I just like didn't do anything. And to make it even more awkward, I naturally changed the subject after he pulled away after a few seconds because it was just so weird, and it was whatever. And obviously everything just flatlined at that point. Like, it was just like a big iceberg that just like hit. And I was just like, all right. So yeah, and then like a few minutes later, we were like, okay, we're gonna just kind of ended the night. He drove me back to my place. We lived within like a mile of each other. And then he took off to South America. I took off to Ohio, SFO, and wrote a letter. It was not a love letter. It was just some kind of like little thing of like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? And pretty much, you know, I just remember the words like big red apricot head in this letter, and it still like haunts me now. It's like, yes, it's the most. It's that. It was just, yeah, so I still think about it. And you know, the best part about this story, though, is that we worked together for a few more summers, and we never talked about it. So yeah, that's